What's good, YouTube? It's Jay here. So today we got some huge news. Well, not today, but yesterday we got some colossal news regarding the matchmaking in Xdefiant. Now, just as a reminder, Xdefiant is scheduled to release on May 21st, which is Tuesday of next week. Xdefiant will be out next Tuesday. Reminder, next Tuesday. Now, with that short little reminder out of the way, let's talk about what Xdefiant mentioned today on Twitter and on a new blog post on the Ubisoft website in regards to matchmaking in Xdefiant. As we all know, Xdefiant is a game with no form of skill-based matchmaking. It's all heavily focused, in casual play anyway, on connection-based matchmaking. Ranked play will have something similar to some kind of form of skill-based, but casual is going to be strictly connection-based. As we get closer to a long-awaited launch, we want to take some time to fully outline matchmaking systems in Xdefiant. We know this is a hot topic in the FPS space, and in keeping with our commitment to transparency, we have put together some details for you. The most important thing to know is there is no skill-based matchmaking in our casual playlist. We believe that no SBMM is paramount to a fun and varied game experience in the long term. Let's briefly just touch on this point really quick. A lot of people are probably going to think, well, that just means all the sweats can just stomp noobs or whatever. In a way, yes, but I think what a lot of people are kind of failing to see here is that people that try hard in video games, usually for the most part, are doing it solo. It's one thing if you're stacking with a group of tryhards and just stomping people. There's some fun to be had in that, but I also understand the argument of you just don't want to get stomped by 6 stacks. But if you're like me, who plays things like Call of Duty pretty much solo for the most part, it's absolutely horrible to come up against entire teams of just 6 stackers that are just tryharding super hard. But the game thinks I'm good enough to a point where I can carry my entire team, and all of my teammates are burgers. I actually just had a match like this yesterday in Call of Duty. I had, I think, and I quote, 50 kills in one game of domination or hardpoint, one of those two, and the next guy under me had 20, and then the next one under him had 11, and then it just went lower and lower and lower. Skill-based matchmaking is great for the people that just want to have a chill experience. I fully understand that, but at the same time, it's like for people like me who do run solo pretty often, it is not fun just to come up against just constant stacks of sweats with burger teammates the entire game. If skill-based didn't work like that and I actually got teammates that knew how to shoot back, I really wouldn't complain, to be perfectly honest. Frankly, skill-based matchmaking means every casual game is repetitive, constantly repeating matches that are just as stressful and matched as rank, and I love that they acknowledge this because this is just calling out companies like Activision, Call of Duty. This is just directly calling them out. It makes the games just repetitive over and over. You never can have fun in modern Call of Duty anymore. You have one good game and then the game thinks you're just so good that you need to just play against CDL sweat tryhards that are just cracked out of their mind, you know? And the games never vary after that. They're always the same. Every single game after that is always stressful. I don't mind having a sweaty game, but when it's just literally back to back for hours on end, that is not fun at all. I can't help that I shoot straight, and I shouldn't be punished because of the fact that I shoot straight. I also don't think I should just be able to stomp on new people 24/7 either, because that isn't fun. But there needs to be variance, and that's all that I want, is just variance. We believe casual playlists should be fun, and no SBMM is the way to do that. If you want that competitive, every second counts, go all out playstyle, you'll find our ranked mode to your liking. Now, let's talk about some of these matchmaking factors. Each playlist will prioritize different factors when finding a match. These factors are sorted based on the intended gameplay experience for the individual playlist. In short, casual play matchmaking puts a priority on fast connection times. It will try to match latency and regions where possible. Again, that's the biggest issue with, or one of the many big issues rather, with skill-based matchmaking. Connections are absolutely horrible because half of the time the game is just trying to find you somebody that is leagues above you or almost exactly on your skill level constantly. So the experience is just not good. Like, the games are laggy, the servers feel just absolutely horrible, and you're still just getting smoked at the same time. Like, that's another reason why I don't like skill-based. My connection is never stable in a skill-based made lobby. It's never stable. Ranked play matchmaking prioritizes quality matches. It will wait longer for appropriate players. It is segmented by rank levels and will only matchmake players within rank range. It also employs latency and region preferences where possible. Rank play will be added in a future season, so make sure to keep your skill sharp in casual play until then. That is kind of a funny way of saying casual is going to be sweaty for a little bit until rank comes out, but once rank comes out, it'll probably cool off a little bit. Next, we have a complete list of priority. For casual play, we've got latency, which prefers similar pings. Avoided players restricts matchmaking between any players currently avoiding one another through muting. through muting, that's actually pretty interesting. Party size prefers to match parties against parties of similar size. Now that is another W. If I'm solo queuing, I don't deserve to play constant 6 stacks because I had a good game for my first game on of the day. I don't deserve to just get matched against stacks because the game thinks I can carry the rest of the guys behind me. And I also think it in the opposite. It's not fair for a bunch of random solos just to get smashed by constant 6 stacks the entire time. This is a very fair alternative. Make it so party sizes kind of match up for the most part. That also doesn't mean each party is going to be sweaty, but it's just going to kind of make it a little bit more fair for opposing teams that aren't in parties. I think that's okay. Then we've got region, where there's a preference for players with the same language / within the same region. We've got input device, prefers players using the same input method, which will probably be really good for those keyboard and mouse players that don't like playing against aim assist, which I fully understand. And finally, we've got platform, where there's a preference for players using the same platform, which would be either PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. For ranked play, we've got rank points, where it will only match within acceptable rank ranges. Then we've got latency, where there's a preference to similar pings. Again, party size, region, input device, and platform. But again, with rank play, it's focused on acceptable rank ranges, and then for casual, it's all about that good old connection, that ping. And then as a final note, we've got some additional info here for team balancing, input device lock, and lobby persistence. Once a lobby is populated, teams are balanced based on a player's skill rating. The casual lobby does not use skill to determine who gets into the game, but once everyone shows up, it balances the teams for a fun match to kind of even things out, so you're not just lopsided on one team or the other team is just full of burgers. I love that. I love it. Make it so the lobbies are just fun and very playable. Then we've got input device locking. Some playlists will enforce input device locking, such as ranked. When players start matching, the input device they are using becomes locked in and cannot be switched without leaving the lobby. This is to prevent players from intentionally joining with the wrong input device to trick the matchmaker, which I wonder if anybody's actually ever really tried that. I don't think I've ever heard of that being a true issue in most games, but they know clearly more than I do about it, so I'm gonna assume there were probably some issues with that in the past for some other video games. Finally, we've got lobby persistence in casual playlists. The default behavior of lobbies is to persist between matches. This means subsequent games will often include the same players. Teams are shuffled after each match though. And then we got a little bit more on the waiting queue, but that's pretty self-explanatory. Overall, I like the direction of this. I like the transparency. I like how open and honest they are about this. And I love basically how most of this is poking at a lot of companies and games that do all of these systems that a lot of people don't like. Skill-based matchmaking, shuffling up lobbies and removing players, getting you a fresh new lobby every single time. Things that we have complained about for years in games like Call of Duty. This is promising. This is what I want to hear. I want my games to still be enjoyable at the end of the day, and I want everybody else to still also have a good time at the same time. And to be frank, it's not that hard. It worked in the old generation, and it could work in the new generation, in my opinion. That's how it's always been up until these last like 5 to I don't know, like 6 years. Everything's just gotten worse. So much more focused on engagement-based matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking. It's like, brother, I just want a lobby where the connection is stable and the game is fun. Again, shout out Ubisoft. I love the transparency. I'm happy that Xdefiant's coming out soon. Again, May 21st, which is going to be this Tuesday, guys. We will finally have this game in our hands, and boy, am I excited to finally play some Xdefiant. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like on it. Let me know what you think about all this news related to Xdefiant in the comments down below. Are you excited for the launch of this game on Tuesday, May 21st? And let me know what you just think about skill-based matchmaking as a whole. I know that's a very hot topic, so let's just keep it civil in the event that we do start a huge discussion in the comments, because at the end of the day, it's not that deep, but I do want to hear some of your thoughts on it. But hey, again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. And as always, this has been Jay the Gamer. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.